Okay, if you're a homeowner in Georgia, you know that home insurance has become a seriously hot topic. It feels like rates are just going up and up, the policies are getting more and more confusing, and you're left wondering if you're even covered for what you think you are. So let's dive into this and figure out how to protect your home and your wallet. So let me start by asking you this. Is your home insurance policy a ticking financial time bomb? Now, I know that sounds a little dramatic, right? But for a lot of homeowners in Georgia, the answer, unfortunately, might be yes. The real risk here isn't just about paying too much, it's about finding out you don't have the right coverage when you need it the most. And if you've opened your latest bill and thought, whoa, what happened here? You are definitely not imagining things. Georgia is seeing some of the absolute steepest premium hikes in the entire Southeast. This isn't just you, it's a huge statewide issue. So, what in the world is behind this rate shock? In this first part, let's break down the perfect storm of factors that are driving up costs for pretty much everyone. Here's the deal. On one side, you've got Mother Nature. We're getting hit with more powerful storms and more flooding. On the other side, the cost to actually rebuild your home, we're talking lumber, shingles, labor, you name it, has just skyrocketed. So the insurance companies are getting squeezed, and guess what? They're passing those massive costs right on down to us, the homeowners. But it's not just about the rising premiums. The even bigger danger, the thing that can really get you, are these hidden time bombs that might be lurking in your policy's fine print. Let's expose what they are. Okay, so the first and honestly the biggest trap is something called replacement cost. This is not what you paid for your house or what it's worth on Zillow. It's what it would cost to rebuild it from the ground up with today's prices. With how much construction costs have soared, a policy that was perfectly fine 5 years ago could leave you dangerously underinsured today. And that right there, that is exactly what we mean by a financial time bomb. Imagine your home is destroyed. If your coverage hasn't kept up with these rising costs, you're the one on the hook for tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars just to rebuild what you lost. Now, here's another sneaky one that can have a huge impact. A lot of insurance companies are switching from a simple flat deductible, like say $1,000, to a percentage-based deductible for wind and hail damage. So on a $300,000 home, a tiny-sounding 2% deductible means you have to pay the first $6,000 out of your own pocket before your insurance pays a single penny. Big difference. Let's talk about another huge misconception, flooding. It's so easy to think, hey, I don't live in a high-risk flood zone, so I'm good. But would you believe that over half of all flood claims in the entire country happen outside of these official high-risk zones? And this brings me to probably the most important point I'm going to make. Your standard homeowner's policy does not, I repeat, does not cover flood damage. Not from a hurricane, not from heavy rain, nothing. To be protected, you absolutely have to have a completely separate flood policy. It is a critical mistake that way too many homeowners make. Okay, enough with the problems. Let's shift gears and talk about the solutions. In part 3, we're going to run through a simple checklist to make sure your coverage is actually going to be there for you when you need it. So there are 4 key things you've got to look at. First, personal property. Don't just think about your couch. Think about everything. Your clothes, your computers, your kitchen appliances. Could you afford to replace it all at once? Next, liability. If someone gets hurt on your property and sues, is your coverage enough to protect your life savings? Third, inflation guard. This is a feature that automatically bumps up your coverage each year to keep pace with rising costs. And finally, additional living expenses, or ALE. This one is huge. It pays for you to live somewhere else, like a hotel or rental, if your home becomes uninhabitable. Now for the part everyone loves. How can you actually save some money without gutting your protection? Let's get into some smart, practical strategies. The single easiest #1 way to save is by bundling your home and auto insurance with the same company. Seriously, just making that one move can often save you a whopping 20 to 30%. If you haven't done it, it should be the very first call you make. But don't stop there. Insurers will reward you for making your home a lower risk. Things like getting a new roof or adding special features to protect against wind can get you some major discounts. A simple security system helps too. Also, believe it or not, your credit score plays a big role in Georgia. And last but not least, shop around. Check rates every single year. Loyalty almost never pays off in today's insurance market. All right, for our final section, I've got a crucial piece of advice. This is about what you need to do before you even think about filing a claim. Playing this smart can save you from huge rate hikes or even getting your policy canceled. So let's say some damage happens. Before you do anything else, follow these 3 steps. First, document everything. I mean everything. Take photos, take videos. Second, keep track of all your costs. And third, and this is the most important part, call your local agent first. Don't call the 1-800 number on the bill. Your agent is your advocate. They can tell you if it's even a good idea to file the claim, because sometimes for smaller things, it can hurt you more in the long run. Look, there's no sugarcoating it. The Georgia insurance market is really tough right now. But just sitting back and letting it happen isn't the answer. When you have the right knowledge and the right guidance, you get to take back control. You get to go from feeling stressed and confused to feeling confident about your policy and your finances. And that really brings us to the final question you've got to ask yourself. After hearing all this, are you 100% certain that your home, your family, and your wallet are protected the right way? If there's even a tiny bit of doubt, now is the perfect time to find out for sure. The best way to get real answers and that peace of mind is to have a professional look over your policy. The guide that this explainer is based on specifically recommends reaching out to the team at JM Creative's insurance agency. They work with Georgia homeowners every day. We've put all their contact info right here on the screen if you want to take that next step.